As you struggle to find your place on this planet, you'll inevitably come up against a series of questions that you must answer before you can proceed forward. Questions such as, who am I? Do I matter? Why am I unhappy with the direction in which my life is unfolding? What legacy will I leave future generations? What will others think of me? And who will I hurt or leave behind by becoming the person I always saw myself becoming? When you pause, stop and contemplate where you fit into your own evolutionary cycle, I want you to also contemplate this. Who you are right now may not bear any resemblance to who you need to become tomorrow to reach your goals. Who you are right now may not bear any resemblance to who you need to become tomorrow to reach your goals. Each and every one of us will wade through fear, rejection, and disconnection to self, finding fleetingly once more that connection through a myriad of choices and events that will see you meet and part consistently with who you are and who you are not throughout your lifetime, all whilst providing colour and contrast to your life that will potentially make you retaliate inwards to once more question and judge who you are. This destabilization serves a purpose in our lives. It throws us back into being who we want to be if we allow it to, but only if we choose to let our identity of self evolve. Understand that your identity of self is not the enemy. The enemy only exists through your imagination of things falling and crumbling apart, instead of easily coming together in due course, without force, anger, fear and frustration that precedes many of our life changes. But instead, with trust and a deep unshakable knowing that everything always unfolds perfectly and as it needs to, when it needs to. You see, you cannot outperform your own self-image. You can't be more, love more, grow more, while still holding on to that in which you believe yourself to be right now in this moment. Your current concept of self won't allow for a different outcome, different results, a different reality. It just won't. You're bound to your current reality until you release your old concept of self and create and breathe life into a new one. That who you've consciously chosen to be, or chosen to be through default by not choosing, will keep you bound, stuck in limbo unless you choose otherwise. You do not get to deny yourself of happiness and all you want in this lifetime unless you choose to. You do not get to deny yourself. You don't get to deny yourself on this planet, in this universe, and sit on it and be unhappy. You just don't. Psychologist Carl Roger hypothesized that we're each engaged in the personal quest for realizing our own positive self-concept, and that everyone is striving to transition from his or her real and actual self to their ideal self. The idea being that the closer someone gets to being an authentic expression of their ideal self, the happier they will become. But understand this, when we finally become that person we always envisaged ourselves becoming, that suddenly becomes a current concept of self. And a lack of progress, fear and frustration eventually begins to creep in again, until we once more redefine, recreate and reinvent who we're next becoming. It's a never-ending cycle in which life keeps asking more of us so we can experience greater happiness, love and joy. You see, when we fail to evolve, we fail to feel the way we want to feel. And with this firmly in mind, I want to leave you with this passage to ponder over. I sit with my thoughts as they echo around my mind. One after the other, they begin to fall into place, each inextricably linked to the next. They cannot be forced. They must be drawn together, like magnets meeting in the middle, by their own sheer will. The undercurrent is sweeping them up and placing them exactly where they need to be. Click, click, click. The correlation to the connection is time and perception. Without this link, the connection ceased to exist, and instead sit at opposing ends of the spectrum, battling for position of presence within the mind, causing internal conflict and grief. You see, the moment things fall into place is the same moment I cross the threshold and keep going. The question is not how I will take the next step, the question is when.